Hello, welcome to the Oshini Creations YouTube channel. I hope you are doing awesome and that you are ready for another video. So, this type of video is just going to be me taking you through one of my processes since I am doing the 61 days index card a day challenge. So I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and just enjoy being a part of the Oshini Creations YouTube channel family. I am happy to have you here. Thank you so much to all my old subscribers as well as to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Your presence makes the Oshini Creations YouTube channel family what it is, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So if you have been following my previous videos, then you would know what the Index Card a Day challenge is all about. But for those who have not, or if you are just catching this video and it's your first time on the Oshini Creations family, or if you just want to be reminded of what the Index Card a Day challenge is all about, I will happily let you know. So this Index Card a Day challenge, well, I am actually doing two Index Card a Day challenges. There is one called Index Card a Day, which is put on by Daisy Yellow over on Instagram. And then there is another one called Mixed Media Index Card a Day, which is put on by Nina Fickett on Instagram. So I will put all their information and everything in the description box below for you to find out more. So the idea behind both challenges is that you will create something every day for 61 days. So the challenge started on June 1 and it will end on July 31. So the idea behind behind the two challenges, is the fact that you should get an index card, and then every day for 61 days you should create something on the index card, right? So that's the idea behind the challenge. Now, the difference between the two challenges is the fact that with Daisy Yellow's index card a day now, you are free to create whatever you want on the index card. So it does not have to be mixed media. And in further videos coming up, I will explain what mixed media is. So stay tuned for that. But for Daisy Yellow's index card a day challenge, you don't have to do a mixed media art piece. You can do anything at all once you create on an index card for 61 days. So if you want to write, you can. If you have a theme that you want to dig deeper into, you can do that as well. Whatever it is that you can do on an index card, you can do it on this index card for Daisy Yellow's index card a day. Now, in my previous video, I had said that Daisy Yellow, she provides prompts for each week of the challenge for the index card a day challenge, and those prompts are optional. You can choose to do those prompts if you want to, or you can choose to do your own thing. She also provides weekly themes, and those weekly themes are also optional. You can choose to do them if you want to, or do your own thing basically. So yeah, so that's that. If you want more information on Daisy Yellow's index card a day, if you're interested in joining the fun, even though it started from June 1, you can still hop on board. You can still come along if you want to join in the fun. I will link her in the description box so you can go and find out more. Now, the difference between her index card a day challenge and Nina Fickett's index card a day challenge now is the fact that Nina's index card a day challenge is actually mixed media. So with Nina's challenge now, we are focusing on creating mixed media art journal entries on our index cards. So whatever we create for Nina Fickett's mixed media index card a day challenge, we have to do an art piece that would be seen as mixed media, right? So that's the only difference. You can create whatever you are inspired to do. Nina also provides prompts, and you can go wherever the prompts that Nina provides inspires you to do. But once you are doing Nina's version, you have to create something mixed media, right? So that's basically that for both challenges. So as I said before, in upcoming videos, I will explain what mixed media is and so on. But so far, for today, I am focusing on Daisy Yellow's I.C.A.D challenge for this particular video. So today is June 8th. Yes, today is June 8th when I'm recording this, and so as a result of that, I am on the second week of Daisy Yellow's index card a day. And side note, it's also the second week of Nina Fickett's mixed media index card a day. So let's continue. So I am on the second week of Daisy Yellow's index card a day, and so this second week, she has already posted the prompts for this second week on her Instagram already. And so the prompt for today is actually butterfly. And so whatever I create must have butterfly in it, whether it's a picture of a butterfly or me saying something about a butterfly or however I am inspired to do this, but it must have something about butterfly within it. And so, you know, I was just not only the fact that today is butterfly, but for this whole second week, we are focusing on, well, Daisy Yellow's theme for this second week is collage. So if we are following the theme, then whatever creations we make in this second week must be done in collage format, right? So must be done in collage format. So what I decided to do this morning, I decided that since I have some time on my hands, I am going to just go through and get 7 index cards. So these are the index cards that I am using. I am going to go through and just get 7 index cards and find some papers in my paper stash and just make my collages ahead of time, right? So it will make it easier for me to do today's prompt as well as the rest of the other prompts. So I am just here and I created this. So in the process of my getting papers and so on and selecting papers that I would love to use to make my collages, I had some little papers lying around and I decided that I'm going to use them and decorate this background, right? And while I was decorating this background, I started then to remember when I created this title card, right? I started to remember when I created this title card. And while creating this background, I never really liked how I was putting down the papers on this background. It wasn't really singing to me, right? And then I remembered that I created this background before and I really love it. I love how it came together. And this background and this one is a little similar in terms of paper sizes that I used and so on and so forth. And when I was making this background, I didn't really have any plans in my head or so on and so forth. I just placed down the papers. However, I was inspired to place them down and then I added all of this and I ended up enjoying how it came out. And so, I was just, even though while I was doing this, I never liked how the papers were going down, I still continued to put down the papers. And, while I was doing this thought came to my mind and I said, why not share my process and talk about it as I am sharing with you how I am putting down some more papers on other index cards to make collage. So while I am doing this, I just want to talk and I pray that you will be encouraged. So I am just here I'm just putting down random papers. I want to pre-make some collages so that for the next days in this week, I will have some stuff ready. So yes, so as I was saying before, while I made this creation here, I never liked how it went down on the paper. I did not like how everything was looking. The designs and the way how I placed down the papers weren't singing to me. You understand? And so I never liked it. But then I started to remember that I have made art pieces a lot of times before. And there are times when I put down the first layer of an art piece. And so this is what you would call the first layer. Basically, everything that you put down to create the background is the first layer. Well, in this case, this is my first layer because I placed down everything on top of the paper that was there. I have not placed anything on top of this yet. So this would be my first layer. So there are a lot of times and if you want it explained better, this is a piece of index card. And whatever I am putting down right now is basically creating the first layer of this art piece. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm creating the first layer of this art piece. So I'm just explaining so that you can understand where I am going. All right. So as I said before, I don't like how this looks, right? I was just putting down paper and so on and so forth, but while putting down the papers, it wasn't singing to me, but I still continued. And so I am reminded of the fact that many times when I am creating art pieces, when I put down the first layer, sometimes I don't like how the first layer looks. Sometimes it does not sing to me. And normally when that happens, I would get so fed up and frustrated that I would just throw out the whole entire art piece altogether. Or I would just give up and start over, right? And I have done that for many times, right? I have done that many times. I've done that many times. So I have experience creating art pieces and not liking how it starts or not liking a particular part of my art piece. And because I don't like it, it gets to me so much that I throw it away, or I completely give up and start over a completely different new art piece. So I don't continue with that art piece, right? But recently, I have had experiences where I have been creating art pieces, right? And I realize that I don't like the first layer. But for some reason, I continue to create. I push past the fact that I don't like the first layer, and I continue to create. And while I continue to create and I continue to add other layers and I continue to add other pieces of paper to what I am designing, I find that at the end of the art piece, I end up creating something so beautiful. I end up creating something so beautiful that amazes me so much, and that I am surprised that I actually created that type of art piece, that type of beauty, right? And I realized that if I had given up while I was creating, I realized if I had given up, I would not have created that beautiful masterpiece. So if I had given up when there were times in that art piece that I did not like, I would not have ended up creating a beautiful masterpiece that is now blowing my mind. And I find that that happens to me in art a lot of times, right? That happens to me in art a lot of times. And many times I realize that the art pieces that I really, really love are normally the art pieces that are developed from those times where I was just creating and I was just like, wow, me not like this. Me don't like this at all. Me don't like this. Me don't like this. But in the midst of not liking something that I am creating, whenever I push forward and I continue to add other things, I realize that the parts that I didn't like at first, I realized that whenever my art piece is completed, those parts that I thought I didn't like, just the way they peek out whenever everything is completed, makes the whole art piece beautiful, right? And so what that taught me is that there are times in life when you will be in the foundation stage. There are times in life when you are in the first layer stage. And while you are going through your foundation stage, while you are going through your first layer stage, while you are going through the stage where you are just starting, there are times you're not going to like what you see, right? There are times when what you see is going to allow you to feel like giving up. There are times when you are in the foundation stage and the foundation stage is going so slow and you're putting down the steps and you're putting down the parts and you're putting down everything and you're like, but this no look good, this no look right. I want to give up because this no look like, oh, I want it to look. Because right now, this not look like how I want it to look. This not sing to me. But I say, you know what? I don't know what it's going to look like when I add other things. And when I do add other things, I'm going to definitely show you what it looks like. You understand? And I'm going to see then if I still love it or if I still don't like it. But there are times when you're doing the foundational building blocks of things and you're putting in your foundation and it's slow. To others, it's as if nothing not going on. You understand? They can't see the vision. You understand? It's as if to them nothing now going on. And to you sometimes it feels like nothing is going on. If it feels like that foundation process no make no sense because you know see nothing me not like this. This now make my heart sing God. You understand? And so many times I feel that way about the foundation process of art. Many times I feel that way about the first layers of art. But when I continue to add, when I continue to persevere through art and I continue to add other layers and I continue to try other things and I continue to be out of the box, and I continue to push, I end up creating a masterpiece that I never thought that I would have created. Like right now I'm talking to you and I'm loving where this is going. So this is a compare and contrast because with this first layer, I'm loving how it is looking, but with this one, I am not loving how the first layer is looking. So some days you will do things and you will love how it looks, and other days you will do things and you will not love how it looks. That's how life is. That's what life does to create our masterpieces, right? And so I'm going on a lot of tangents. I'm going off topic a lot, but I hope you still get encouragement from this video. So as I was saying to myself, well, not to myself, I'm actually talking to everybody here. So as I was saying, all right, there are times when you will be in the foundation stages of whatever it is that you are doing. There are times when you are just starting out, and those starting times, it feels like nothing is going on. It feels like you starting at the foundation just does not make any sense. You know, it not feel like nothing not going on. You understand? But continue. You understand? Continue to push, continue to persevere. Be encouraged by the fact that this foundational piece, this foundational layer, this first layer, though it might seem ugly now, these ugly parts of your life, these slow parts of your life, these parts of your life that seem to not be making any sense, are needed to create the beautiful masterpiece that you want to create. So those ugly parts of your life, those parts of your life where that don't seem to be singing to you, God is using them, and He will use them to connect with the other parts of your life to create a beautiful masterpiece. You know, there are so many entries that I have created, so many art journal entries that I have created. You understand? Where I started putting down the first layer, and the first layer was so ugly to me that I wanted to give up. But I decided not to. I decided to keep going. And so I kept going, I kept going, I kept going, I kept going. And then I kept adding pieces on top of this, or adding pieces on top of that, or, kept adding. And I realized that in my adding of different things, in my thinking out of the box, in my trying other things, in my putting other methods on this layer, in my going into directions in my art where I never have gone before, or where other persons wouldn't have gone because it's breaking the rules. In my doing that, I realized that I end up creating a masterpiece that is so beautiful that it shocks me. The fact that the first layer looked so ugly, I never thought that I would have ended up creating a beautiful art piece from this ugly first layer. You understand? So the fact that I ended up continuing, and because of continuing, I created a beautiful masterpiece, it shocks me. And what I realize is that the masterpiece that I would end up creating from this ugly layer, the masterpiece is more beautiful because of how the parts of this ugly layer peeks through and shows through the whole entire art piece. And I'm like, wow. So what I learned from that is that sometimes those ugly parts of art are needed to make the beautiful parts beautiful. Sometimes those ugly parts of life are needed to make your beautiful parts beautiful. Everything works together. The ugly parts work together. The beautiful parts work together to create that beautiful, amazing masterpiece that you are looking for. Right? So, yeah. I mean, even with this one, when I place down this one, right? I place down all of this first. I place down brown paper bag and hymnal pages, and then this blue page that I got from somewhere, I don't remember. And then this is brown paper bag again, and then this is hymnal pages. So all of those that I just called were the first layers, right? And when I created that layer, it just looked boring, right? It just looked boring. I could have given up on that layer and said, oh my, this is boring. So I'm done. I'm giving up. But no, I did not. I continued to add another layer. So I added I.C.A.D. That was another layer. Then I added 2023. That was another layer. Then I added my name. That was another layer, right? Another layer with beautiful paper, or with other papers I had, or with other materials I had in the house. I kept using different things, different ideas to add other layers. And I realized that as a result of persevering, as a result of pushing through the times when my art piece looked boring to me, as a result of pushing through that and continuing to add layers and continuing to persevere and continuing to push and continuing to try new things and continuing to be out of the box, I realized that I created something that is so beautiful. And one of the main reasons it's so beautiful to me is just the way how the things, the elements in the first layer are peeking out. You understand? It's peeking out, and everything just looks really, really beautiful. So, this is my encouragement to us. Wherever stage of life that we are, you may be just starting something, or you may be restarting something, right? You may be just starting something, or you may be restarting something, and you're in the foundational stages. And in these stages, it seems like you're not going anywhere. It seems like nothing is happening for you. These stages seem boring. These first stages seem boring because you're repeating the same things over and over and over, and it does not seem like you're changing. It does not seem like anything at all is happening. I am here to encourage you to keep going. I am here to encourage you to continue. I am here to encourage you to be encouraged by the fact that those first layers of your life, those foundational stages of whatever you are doing, you understand? Even though they may not look like they are going anywhere, they are needed. They are needed. They are needed for every layer of your entire masterpiece to be beautiful and effective. So don't give up during those boring stages. Don't give up during those repetitive foundational stages. Don't give up during those early stages where it looks like nothing is happening, where it looks like nothing is singing to you. Continue. Continue to push. Continue to persevere. Continue to create. You understand? Continue to create. Continue to think outside of the box. Continue to persevere. Continue to fight the good fight of faith. Continue to press. Continue to create. Continue to do what you must in your purpose. And you will live to see that masterpiece that you end up creating by the grace of God will be one so beautiful that it blows your mind. And not only that, you will realize also that first layer that you thought was ugly, you will realize that you enjoy how that first layer looks within your entire masterpiece. So be encouraged. So this is the cluster that I managed to make on this video. I hope you enjoyed the process. I will be making more because I want to have my clusters pre-made so that for the rest of the second week of Daisy Yellow's Index Card a Day Challenge, I can just easily add my other layers depending on what the prompt asks for, so that I can create my art pieces faster and put them out at a faster way. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed going along with me in my process, and I hope you are encouraged. Persevere, continue, push. It may feel ugly now. It may feel like it makes no sense now. It may feel like nothing is happening now. So why am I still here? Why am I still getting up every morning exercising? Why am I still getting up every morning meditating? Why am I still praying? Why am I still getting up every morning trying to do the foundation, trying to build my building blocks, trying to climb up the ladder? Why am I still moving every morning and my life looks like this? My life looks this ugly. It does not look like the promise that I am pushing for is coming to pass. I am here to say continue. Those first layers are needed for the entire masterpiece to look amazing. You understand? Continue. Don't give up. In Jesus' name.